Okay, so the first one we're gonna go over is stomach expansion or core bracing. When you're doing your squat, you basically want to keep your spine straight the whole time, and the best way to do that is by bracing your core. If you brace your core, it's gonna make a wall. It's gonna help keep your spine straight. You don't want to squat with bent spine or a curved spine. That's just gonna help ruin your back. So what I like to do is I like to brace my core. You basically just want to crunch your abs, and then while you're crunching your abs, you also want to expand your stomach out as much as possible. So one way I like to do that is you inhale and then you exhale, and then when you're exhaling you can feel your stomach coming outwards. So when you exhale, you also want to force your stomach out too. So you want to force your stomach out and you want to crunch your abs at the same time. So that's going to be your core brace. And then another thing that you want to do is make sure that you're also trying to get the side parts of your abs as well, because you want to be surrounding your spine with a wall on all sides possible. So I mean, if you can't do it from the sides, just keep practicing. It'll come eventually. So just breathe in, and then on the exhale you crunch your abs, and then you stick your stomach out as much as possible, and then you also try to contract your sides as well and try to push your sides out. So you know that you're gonna be doing it right when your stomach is like out like this. The only reason my stomach isn't out is because I haven't eaten in a couple hours, but you'll know you'll do it right when your stomach is looking like it's up to your belly. So the next one we're gonna go over is stabilizing your knees. So what I mean by that is when you're squatting, you don't want to just you don't want to be just standing there and squatting. You also want to think about your knees during the process. So what you basically want to do is, instead of just standing there like this, instead of doing that, you actually want to try to push your feet out. See how I'm separating my feet from each other? You want to try that, even though you're not going to be able to do that because the floor is going to be really hard. That's just going to help stabilize your knees. So you don't want to actually physically separate your feet like that while you're squatting, but you want to just kind of act like you're trying to do that, and that'll help stabilize your knees a lot better. So I actually forgot about this one. I'm just going to add this one in because why not? This works for every single muscle. You don't want to do it just for squats. You want to do it for all the muscles that you're training. So this one is mind muscle connection. You're basically going to be squeezing the muscle while you're doing the movement. So you're not just doing the movement, you're also squeezing your muscle. So you want to be doing that as well. So for your squat, you're going to want to squeeze your butt cheeks, you're going to want to squeeze your quads, and you're going to want to try to squeeze your hamstrings. And then also when you're doing your squat, you want to make sure that you're doing all of the other three things that I mentioned. So you want to brace your core, and you want to stabilize your knees, and you want to do a slow movement. You want to think about doing all of those things when you're doing your squat. And it sounds really, how do you say it? Sounds really difficult doing four things at once. Trying to do four things at once when you're squatting sounds really difficult, but really, once you get the hang of it and once you keep practicing, you'll get really good at it. Okay, so once you're ready to squat, I'm just gonna use this low bar for example. You're gonna get up, you're gonna get ready, and then you're gonna stand up straight, you're gonna squeeze your butt cheeks, you're gonna stabilize your knees by just trying to separate them, and then you just wanna brace your core. So I'm doing all three of those things at once right now, and I'm holding them all right now as I speak. So once you're ready to squat, you just do your rep. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. All my knees started popping. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You just want to make sure you're doing all three of those things at once while you're squatting. And if you can't do them, just practice and you'll be able to get it eventually. So if you can't follow all three of those things at once, I wouldn't even sweat it, because all those 3-4 things that you got to follow during your squat, that's like intermediate stuff. That's when you have like over 300 pounds on your back. Those are the kind of techniques that you want to follow when you're squatting extremely heavy weight, and that's all to just prevent injury really. So I mean, if you're struggling to do all three of those things at once, I wouldn't even sweat it. I would just squat really. Okay, so same thing. Try to spread your feet out to stabilize your knees. Squeeze your butt cheeks, and then get that core braced. Okay. So yeah, like the entire time you're doing that, you want to make sure that your muscles are flexed the entire time you're doing your entire set. So when you come all the way down, when you come all the way up, when you're coming down and up, that whole time, all of my muscles were being activated. I wasn't loosening my muscles at all. I was squeezing them the whole time.